this is the part 2 of rigging the hand. So what we are going to do in the second part is what we're going to need is we are going to create controllers for uh, these all joints, the shoulder joints, elbow joints, wrist joints, and then we are going to create some IKFK controllers and also joints, and we will make a switch so we can switch between IK control and FK control. And those who are watching for the first time, who didn't watch the first part, I'll highly recommend go first watch the first part, then you can continue with this second part, or you already have some knowledge about this, so it's fine. You can keep continuing watching the second part. So for recap, what we have already done here, we have created joints and for shoulder, elbow, all the fingers, wrist, and we have just bind skin with the geometry. The skin cluster 1 is already there. So one thing I have noticed that I when I go to the paint skin weight, I have seen this weird naming going on. And why this has happened? Because if we go over our thumb section, and as we can see over here, like we forget to rename this as a thumb. So we just duplicated it, make parent and used it, but we did not renamed it as a thumb. So we can use search and replace, select the top or every joints, it will work fine. Go to modify, then we will go for the search and replace, select for type it out, index as search for, then dhumb for hierarchy, of course, because I am selecting just top, so I want to be renamed all the children joints of it, so just go for the hierarchy and replace it. So now you can see every joints replaced by thumb from index. Just fix the first name. Okay, so now if you go here, select, right click, go to paint skin mode, and here all the naming weirdness is gone now. Everything is like middle, pinky, ring, and thumb. Everything is perfect now. Shoulder joint, elbow joint, all names are good. All right. So how we are going to do? So first, this is the center joint. This is going to be skinned over here. This fine, totally fine. So what we are going to do, first we will create the FK joints and IK joints first. So what are those? Just duplicate it, Control D, the SH joint, expand this, and we are not going to need any of the finger joints. Delete the finger joints. It will be till shoulder, elbow, and wrist. So just make it, this is FK. So what we are going to do is rename it as a FK so that we will have no confusion. This is our FK joints. Same thing we are going to do is again this one, Control D. We can do search and replace, or just this small one, IK, put IK and the rest IK. Correct the name. All right. So these three joints are FK. These three joints are IK. Why we have done? Because when we are creating the controller for these FK controllers, then we will constrain to the FK. If we are going to create our IK controller, then we will apply those controller to this IK joints. So first, hide the main joint. Let's start with FK. So I have hidden the IK and the main joints, which is bind joint, and this is just an FK joint. You can see there's no connection happening here, nothing is moving because this is just a duplicate, no connection at all. So what we are going to use as a controller is normal default nerves curve. So my scene units are different, so that's why it's so small. If someone don't know how to change the units, you come here in the running man and then go for setting, and you can change it to centimeter, to millimeter, meter, whatever, foot, inch, whatever you want. So mine is like that. I'm working on some project, that's why. Yeah, so let's increase the radius, and here this is as such C CTL for controls, or and this is FK, so don't forget to put FK because this is a FK control. And here only on the grid itself, press Control G, Control V because I copied the name, and put GRP. So here is in the grid, and we are going to match the transformation because we need exact rotation and position of this joint. For that, we are going to use our old method. Just select first this group, and this group will carry the controller 2. And why we create this group? Because we don't need any kind of the any kind of values on the translation and rotations. So just on the group it's fine, but we want to leave it empty. So and yes, we have forgotten this input history. We have edit, delete by type, and history, and it will, the history will go away. So now select the group, select the joint where we want is now, go for modify, match transformation, and go to box, reset it, translate, rotate, and scale. Scale is doesn't matter, both scale is one, rotation and translation we're gonna need, and apply. So what is the benefit? It apply, and you can see on the group we have translation and rotation, but the controller is all cleaned up. This is what we want. So again, make one more controller, Control D, one more controller, Control D. This controller we're gonna need for the elbow and the wrist. So let's make here be elbow, and the second one too, ELB, elbow control. Okay, now again select this group, select this group. You can press G, repeat the last command, or if you are not sure about what was your last command, then simply go modify, match transformation, match all transformation. So this is your elbow. Now this is we're gonna use for our wrist, 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 FK group is fine, and then also WRIST, wrist. Okay, now do again the same process, control the group, select the wrist joint, press G, so it will repeat the last command. And since, okay, so what we're gonna do, little bit of, okay, select both, press F7, so both will go to the edit mode, and we're gonna use little bit of scaling, should be less, go to object mode, or you can go to the component mode, center, drag it, so both will be scaled up at their own respective positions. Okay, elbow is fine. Now the rest, make it really short. I like the controller should be close to the geometry, not too close, but okay. Now you can see every controller has perfect its rotation position. So now make a hierarchy first, wrist, and go to the elbow controller inside, and elbow group should be going to the shoulder controller inside, and we have now hierarchy of FK controller, same as how the joint should be. This is what we wanted. So now FK control is done, and then quickly what we will do, select this, go our FK constraint, parent, reset, apply. So now this will start driving the joints, apply, elbow is also connected now, and this one, the last one, is wrist. All right, so now FK controller and joints are all done. the first section of this second part of rigging the hand is done. So yes, and yes, if you're liking this video, please subscribe it, like it, comment it, and it does help me a lot to create free content for you guys. All right, so let's go further. Now FK is done, so now we can hide the both. Just pick out our IK. So we're gonna need our IK control over here. So let's make our IK control, make the radius 10, make cubic to linear. So it will be little different from the FK control. I mean, if you want to make the same, it's fine, but I want it a little different. Yeah. So, and also edit, delete by type, history. So no more. Yeah. So left hand underscore IK underscore CTL. Naming, please go ahead. Naming convention should be correct. Always recommend. And yes, how I decided this is a left hand, because this is a laterally invert character. So if you match your hand, this is your right hand, and you are watching on the screen, and that character's left hand. Character's left hand. So if you match it from your body posture, I guess it has to be like this. So now is clearly is now left hand side of the body. So that's why I name it as a left hand. And by saying the left hand, I forget that I also need to do the left. I forget to put the left FK control. Okay, in this video, it doesn't matter because we are not creating the right hand. It will not conflict. But for the sake of naming convention, let's go modify this. Okay, I guess there's a prefix. Prefix is before, so make L underscore. And so I have selected everything, and it will give the L underscore to every left hand FK controllers too. So, and yes, copy the name. Don't forget to make group it, paste the name since this is a IK. So GRP, this should be the group. Now, okay, let's keep it there. Let's now make the main thing over here. It's now let's put now IK setup over here first, then we will snap the controller, or we can go here and snap it now. But okay, let's go skeleton, IK handle, go to the box, reset everything, and then you have this your cursor is changed now, so it's ready for IK. Click on the top and click on the shoulder, and then click on the wrist. So you can see now our IK handle is created over here, and this IK handle is now working perfectly how we wanted. Okay, and the one more interesting thing you can see over here. So most of the time, if our rotation is not correct, then the second joint, the elbow, the center joint will automatically inherit some of the rotation while creating the IK handle. So make sure this plane, you see this is white handle. This is a plane. It's a IK handle plane. It should be coming from top to bottom. That's why local rotation is so important for the joints, especially while creating the IK handle. So our IK handle is good. Let's rename it left hand IK handle. Great, left hand IK handle. There's only one, so that's fine. And that's how we created over here. So we need one more, Control D. I will tell you what this is for. So now snap it over here, select the group. Okay, so make sure the handle is not got selected all the time, because handle attribute always got on the top of the selection. Group, then wrist joint, modify, match transformation, all transformation. Now it's ready. Group has values, is fine, but control should not have any value. Yep, control is go for edit mode, make it a little bit smaller. It's fine. So now, why I duplicated this? Because this is I wanted to make it as this elbow. What do you call it? A pivot. Now, this is going to be our constraint pole vector controller. So pole vector constraint we are going to put over here. So this controller will be acting as a pole vector. So left hand IK, just remove the IK, just put it as a PV. So it kind of pole vector. I mean, you can rename it as you wish. PV control. Cool. Now, how we are gonna do? First, just match this. Everyone's working way is different, but this is how I match it. First, match the position and rotations. Oh, sorry, this is the other way I have selected. So press G, and then now it's rotation. Then in the Z axis, I'm gonna pull it back. Now just leave it like that. Press J, something like that. We can modify the shape, so it should be looking something. One, two, something not similar. Okay, okay. Look forward. Go to the object mode. Make it like a center. Something like this. Yeah, this looks fancy. I was not expected to make this, but this looks so fancy. So I'm proud of myself. Thank you. So yeah, so pole vector control is ready now. So how we're gonna do the pole vector? So since you can see, we can directly drag and drop this IK handle to the sorry, IK handle control inside that. So now if we select this and move it, so it will move. But now we need to change our elbow. If you notice your own hand, then your hand is stick to somewhere, but you can independently move in certain direction your elbow, even your wrist is stuck to someone placed someplace. So how we gonna do? Just the pole vector control will be making use. So then click this and then click on the pole vector, this IK handle which is connected to this hand, and then go to constraint pole vector. It should be there and add. And now if you move this, now the wrist is also moving. And if you take it back, then you see now our wrist is working fine as we wished. So this all, so now we came to the section where our IK control is also done. So first hide the IK handle because it's not good to be visibly there. All right, so our FK control is done, our IK control is done. So how we gonna so do it, how we gonna distinguish between FK and IK? Just make a color adjustment on the top of select the top of the FK control group and go to the attribute editor, go to display. We need to change the color of it, so go to the drawing overrides, enable overrides, and now we're gonna select some color, and yellow is the most famous one used by many of the creators. So yellow, all the FK controllers are yellow now. And then we're gonna use this IK, select the IK group, enable override, and do it as a red, yeah. So now we can clearly see. And also the pole vector, you can put it at anything, make it white, gray, purple. Let's just go with this color. All right, so our IK is done, FK pivot is done. So we have three of the chains over here. Now here comes our third part and the final part of it, how we are going to, oh, this is not going to be the final part. Final part will be switching our IK and FK. So how we are going to connect this IK and FK joint. So first open up every joints. Now what we are going to do is we are going to constraint FK, then IK, then at the main joint, and that joint should be end joint, which is now has a skin cluster. The joint which is uh, connected to the mesh, select at the end of that. So remember, you can have first select IK, FK is fine. Okay, IK, then FK, then our last the joint which we used the binding from. Go to constraint, go to parent, make sure maintain offset off. Sorry, maintain offset should be checked in on, then apply. So what it does on the shoulder joint, you see only one constraint made, but if you come here in the shapes and you will see here there are now two nodes. One is IK, one is FK. So both joints are now driving this joint at the same time. If we move the joint, but it will go only half and half. Okay, so first we will finish with our constraint. So go to select the elbow IK, FK, and at the end the main joint, apply. Same thing we're gonna do with the wrist, IK, FK, then the wrist, then apply the parent constraint on it. So now these all three constraints are there. So turn on this H. So now what is going to happen? Right now we did not make it as anything. It's just like one weight, full weight from IK, full weight from FK joint. So let's see what we are going to see right now. So first, if we do our FK control, you see now what is happening. So let's turn on the FK joint. Now FK joint is here, and also turn on the IK joint. Okay. Now what is happening? FK joint is going full rotation, which the rotation which we are giving to this the FK control. IK joint still in the place because we did not move the IK control. This control is still it's in place, and the result joint, which should be the skin joint, this is going only halfway. Why this has happened? Because both has full weight and it act like a 50% 50% weight distribution between IK and FK, and this is what we are going to solve it. And yeah, so I guess second part is also done. Applying the connecting from FK to IK, hide it. Now the most important part come is to switch, make a switch between IK and FK. So we need one extra control for that, because IK FK switch always will be on. It should not be off. So we can have a clear marking that what we are using as a IK and FK. All right. Okay. This looks fine. Make IK or FK, SWIT, switch, control, CTL, or is fine. So same thing we're gonna do, place it over there, control C, control G, I paste, I can copy the name, now paste it over here, GRP, and you can put it over here. I would like to put it over here in our this wrist. So let's select any of the joint on the wrist, select this, then again match it, or transformations. Oh, sorry, again the wrong sequence. First select the control group, then select the wrist, press G, and now the switch is over here, and we necessarily don't need over here. We can put it over here, and then we can also make it a little smaller, and we will give this color some okay, it still have the history. Let's get rid of the history. nice and clean. Let's select this, go to attribute, give it some name, enable override. Uh, so go to display, then drawing override, enable override, and make some color. So yeah, this is an IKFK switch for that. Yeah. So now we're gonna need an attribute of IK and FK so we can actually do the connection between them. So for that, if you don't know how to make an attribute, I have one video already made about how to create an attribute. So you can refer that to that video, or you can just follow along this video. All right. So select the controller. So go to edit, add attribute, and here we need to name is as like IK backslash FK and then underscore SWITCH, and here underscore it will react it as a space by default, but we don't give a space here when it will populate in our attribute, so it will look like it's IK backslash FK and a space, then switch. Okay, now what we are gonna need over here is we can use float also, string also, boolean also, anything we can use. Boolean is fine, but let's go with the integer. Integer is just like a whole number, 1, 2, 3, 4. And minimum, what we're gonna use is 0, maximum 1, and default will be 0. Or the best thing, we can use it as a enum. Why not enum? Because enum gives us freedom to name it. So first one should be IK, and the second one should be FK. FK. Okay. I guess this should not be something here. I don't know why this is happening. Let's go with the integer. Sorry about that. 0, minimum 0, maximum 1, default 0. Okay. What is happening over here? Integer, what is saying? Contains invalid character. Oh, it does not count backslash. Remove the backslash, make it underscore, then apply it. All right, all right. Now we have IK switch attribute. So if we toggle the value 1 or either 0, just two value as we define in our attribute. So technically we are not going to need this attribute. So right click, select all the attributes, right click, and you can lock and hide selected. So then we will have only one attribute in this, which is going to be make a switch of it is IK and FK 0 and 1. All right, so now this is a time we're going to use the set driven key. So what is set driven key? Go here, animation, keys, set driven, and go for the first option, set. So you can see there are two columns over here, two sections. On the top is a driver and the bottom is a driven. What we are going to be drive and driven will be, this will be the driver. So it select it and click it over here. It's driver and only one attribute you can see because we only left with one attribute and the other attributes we lock and hide, so it is not seen here. That's a good part because then we will not have any confusion. So now what we are going to do, we are going to add all three constraint over here as a driven. So yes, so now how we are gonna do is like IK switch. The first name is IK, so it's for us to convenient. If it is like a 0, then it's IK. So let's go for the IK. So select the controller, make it 0, and also select this attribute and go over the constraint, and here you can read it. First one is IK should be on, FK should be off. Make the second off, select the second constraint, FK 0, and then the third constraint, make the FK 0, and select all three, and here you should be having target wet, I guess. uh, let's see, let's key. Okay, it's not target wet by the way. Okay, so cannot go all three at the once. So one by one we need to select. Okay, for the first constraint control, it's attribute, first constraint, and then it's attribute, then key, then second, then key. And as you can see, we are selecting here, and its attribute, the weight is here. If we press key, then it is also keyed. So it's actually an animation key, but it's a internal animation key. So yeah, you are not going to see over here in our timeline. So let's one thing is done, IK is done. Go for FK, then go select each. First one 0, second one should be 1. Same goes with this 0. This should be 1, and the third one 0, and this should be 1. So now select this one, key, select this one, key, and the rest constraint, select this one and key. So now what it does is now it's successfully created the constraint which is now driven by this switch. So if it is an IK mode, only the IK control should work. If you can see now it's going the full way. It's no more going the halfway as it was going earlier, and our elbow is working fine. This is exactly what we wanted. And also, and now if we come here and select this IKFK switch, go to the first, that means now it's an FK mode. So now if we go and select the IK, it will not work. And FK control, now it has the full control. Wherever the FK control is moving, the hand is moving the 100%. It's not going now halfway. All right. So this is one. This is a IK FK switch is done. And the only last thing, there's a sanity purpose. What we are going to do is we are going to also hide its visibility. So yes, joint will be always hidden. Press Ctrl H and joint will always be hidden. Now we are going to do, if it is IK, then IK joint will be visible. And if this attribute switch to FK, then only the FK joint should be visible, not the IK joints. Let's get it done first. So put the FK, load as driven, then it is now 0 is an IK mode. Select the FK top group, is visibility. So as you can see, if it's 0, then this is an IK mode, so visibility should be off. And then key this, and then again if it is going to be 1, which is FK mode, then FK controller should be all on, then key it. Same thing we're gonna do with IK. Put it driven, then IK, make it 0. If it is now IK, then visibility should be 1, is already 1. So now key it. Now if its visibility FK should be on, then IK should be hidden. Now it's all IK visibility should be IK plus its pole vector, because pole vector is also the part of IK setup. So now it's visibility off and key it. So yes, and we did not touch our IKFK control switch because it always has to be visible. So now you can see, if an IK mode, only the IK control is visible. Only the IK control is visible. And now if this setup is going to the FK, only the FK controller is visible. All right, all right. So now this part is done, and we are now completed all full hand, left hand. This is actually full hand rig is now completed over here. So yeah. So now if you have any questions, just ask, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, and I'll meet you in the next video. Bye bye.